Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's 2:05, and our next guest doesn't need much of an introduction to the MultiversX community. Let me quote him. The tech, tools, and products are ready. Now it's time to spread the word. After the recent announcement of the 30-day hypergrowth campaign, we are excited to present to you with a special keynote, Beniamin Mincu, founder and CEO of MultiversX. Welcome, Benjamin, to the stage. The stage is yours.
Hello, David. It's really great to be here and have this conversation. First of all, I would like to just mention a few words that come to mind when I see the community taking initiative, projects from the ecosystem, gathering other builders, and just putting in a lot of really great effort to make some things happen. And it usually is like this, that you put in the effort, there's a lot of effort there, and then the entire community can participate and can get on board to see what's happening within the ecosystem. So thanks to the entity project and the entire team for setting this up within the MultiversX ecosystem. To dive in today, I will probably mention 3 points or refer to 3 brief subjects or ideas. The first one is just an overview on the most exciting and interesting things happening within MultiversX. The second one is some advice or ideas specifically for builders. And the third one is essentially a reiteration of the most important calls to action for the community in general, and just reiterating why now is a really important moment to have this type of conversation. So jumping straight to the point, we live in an absolutely fascinating time. There are some very fundamental technologies and forces at work right now. But for builders and for the community, in order to be able to make sense of things, it's very important to manage emotions, to make sure that we stay on top of things and are aware of what's happening. And it's usually that during very hard times and very emotional times, reason is hardly visible anymore. So I would encourage the community, the builders, and just people all over MultiversX to try to not forget everything that is happening, try to zoom out and try to look much more objectively at things. And a very simple and useful line or metaphor would be to look at the emotions that are appearing right now, like looking at the storm. Awareness is and can be then a lighthouse, and reason can be a compass that enables each and every one of us to navigate this type of times. Now, having said that, I do believe and have iterated last week in an extensive update that we have published, that MultiversX is positioned at the intersection of 3 defining technologies. It's the blockchain, the metaverse, and everything that's happening with artificial intelligence. Being positioned at the intersection of these technologies means that we're trying to take a very careful and detailed look at what's happening, to look what the direction might be that could be productive, and then find the most useful ways where specifically the MultiversX network and the MultiversX products can fit and can enable completely new utility, new use cases, and can improve the world. Now, of course, we have revealed probably one of the most extensive updates since the mainnet launch, where we've been looking at the protocol strategy and releases with everything that's in the pipeline, at the product strategy and releases with different verticals for products that are open source and are just modules that everyone in the community can take, can build on, can redesign or redefine, and then products that are specifically built for mass markets. Now, I think the blockchain and crypto space have done a great job up until this point, making some strategic progress and building on it. But I also believe that in order to escape this narrow niche, we need to learn different languages. For instance, there's a specific language that users that, for instance, use smartphone all over the world speak, and it's not a technical language. There's a specific language for the average internet users. There's a specific language for people that are creators and builders. There's a specific language for companies and so forth that want to adopt blockchains or crypto payments. And for each of these groups of people, we've discovered that for as long as we speak this one language that is really technical and really just about blockchain, it's like we're speaking to the same group of people. It's great, but we're not going to make advances and make progress. So this is why, as you can see in the hypergrowth document, we've tried to pinpoint two specific paths. That one focuses just on open source technology that can be taken by anyone in the community and leveraged and modified. And another one focuses on creating products that can become self-sustainable, that take the MultiversX technology, make it invisible, and then bring it to some specific group of people in a way that really changes the game and adds something that no one else can bring. In addition to these layers, we've also penned down a really extensive business direction with focus on the ecosystem and focus outside of the ecosystem, on nurturing the ecosystem and on growth. We've also penned down a marketing initiative, a global marketing initiative that is really significant and that we believe will almost take everything we have and make sure that by the end of the year, we're in a position where in whatever country we may go, people already know about MultiversX very specifically, and they already use a certain product. Now, all of this is tied together by eGold, and it is extremely important that each of the points of the new products, of the efforts, bring back value to the ecosystem via eGold. Beyond this, there is one really important point that we have tried to emphasize and try to make the core discussion of this update that we brought. And this has been the call to action to the community, because at the end of the day, a blockchain network is not about one team, is not about one builder, but it is about one community that can put efforts together and can make something that becomes unstoppable. Now, maybe two very important points for builders. It may be that super tough times come, and they will come almost inevitably. What's really important to keep in mind is, one, make sure that you survive. This is very simple and straightforward. It may sound super common sense, but during all the noise, all the distraction, you should not forget that it's important that you survive so that you can bring the technology to the market. Then, of course, bring value, bring real value to users, to the community, and so forth. And if you can do this during the downturns and during the upward movements, then you'll be in a really, really great position, and the community will very much appreciate this. The last point that I would make is the one that we've made with the hypergrowth plan. Namely, there are a few points that we believe right now are extremely crucial, and perhaps more than ever, especially during this very, very challenging times. One, try to be super useful. Providing constructive feedback and support plays an invaluable role. I have mentioned this during the previous chat, previous talk, the document, and it is even more important and relevant right now. Second, make your voice heard. Make sure that you spread the word, that you take some of the notes, that you come with feedback, and that you generally bring the ideas where they are most valuable. Third, X-Portal is the solution, and we have this extraordinarily simple app that can be used to bring in new people, to give them access to the apps that exist, to the services that we have, and that's really, really important. Fourth, of course, builders will do what they do best, building. So build on MultiversX. Just join the Builders Discord, start playing with the technology, build relationships with other builders. Fifth, just start organizing events and meetups. Again, big congrats to the entity team for organizing this event, for gathering the community together and gathering other builders together. I think this will serve as a great example of what can be done, even and despite during tough markets and tough conditions. Perhaps that's when this type of conversations are most needed. And last point, if you know a business that can benefit from MultiversX tools, you can message either different teams in the community or just submit a form to us, and we are here to help. At the end of the day, there is a great number of builders that are coming, are present, that are sharing their thoughts, and we have seen even during the last, let's say, 3-5 days, a great number of people in the community taking the initiative to heart and sharing some really, really great ideas, great feedback, great content. And this is how it all starts. So let's keep focus on where it needs to be. At the end of the day, we've been through things or situations like this many times. We've not only survived, but then found ways to move forward. And we're here for years and years to come. So let's continue building. And it's really great to have been here and had this conversation, David. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. Even though it wasn't really a conversation, but everybody was excited, of course, to listen to you. Thanks for your inspiring words and insights. We all know you're busy traveling from event to event, talking about MultiversX, the opportunities, the potentials. But of course, if you would like to hang out with us here, stay a little longer, you're invited as a guest, as a special guest to join the panels. So we would love to have you around. Well, thank you again, Benjamin. Let's now change rooms and all meet at the second very, very interesting panel discussion. See you there in a minute. Thank you, Benjamin. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.